Hey guys, it's Nathan from the Kentucky Cycling YouTube channel. I'm in Berea, Kentucky this morning outside the Kentucky Artisan Center. We're going to park here in the parking lot and do a ride on Berea's multi-use trails. We're going to do an out and back out to Indian Fort Theater, which is the home of Berea College Forest Pinnacles trails. And we're going to get about 14-mile ride as an out and back, although you can actually do more down here. I'm going to show you how to navigate the trails as you get to the center of town. You kind of need to know, how to navigate from one section of trail to the other. And I'll show you a couple different ways to do that on the way out and then on the way back. And also point out some places where they're still developing more trails down here. It's really impressive to see what they're doing in this small town in Kentucky. Okay, so just out of the parking lot, I'm going to slow down for a oncoming vehicle here. We're going to turn left onto a little trail. And here, this is called the Artisan Center Trail. It connects up to the B.B. White Bicycle Trail. And the two sometimes get referred together, Artisan Center / B.B. White Bicycle Trail. Right at the first little junction right outside the Kentucky Artisan Center lot, I want to point out is that you could actually go left and pick up some extra miles. You'll basically cross over that road at the crosswalk there. The trail actually continues on out. I don't know, I'm guessing it's about 3/4 of a mile, so maybe another 1.5 miles of riding that way. Railroad tracks right up here. There's some gates to kind of make sure you slow your path, so you'll be cycled to the left and back to the right through these gates. So you definitely want to go one at a time. You can go in front of me. See how there's a fencing there, and it's going to push you left. And then once we cross the tracks, you always want to be careful. You want to try to cross the tracks as perpendicular to the tracks as possible. Alright guys, we are 1.6 miles into our ride, and we've come across the turn to the connector for the Berea City Park. Alright, so we're going to go to the right here, but this makes a little loop, really scenic. You want to be careful going down this hill because there's a dip. Really pretty back here. Slow here, Benjamin. See that bridge? I think that's where the dip is. Big dip here. So we're gonna go left. Okay guys, so I just want to point out, we're actually not going to ride all these trails, but there's a bunch of trails right around the city park area. So that one actually goes back out up towards the college. There's a bunch, there's a playground and ball fields and the Berea Community School in this direction. And then where we came from was right up this little forest loop. So we came across this bridge. And we're just going to go left or back along the creek, which is really pretty through here. Another connector over to the ball fields. We're going to go to the left here, meet back up with the main trail. Go left and then right. So now we just made a little loop. We're back on the Berea Park Trail here. We've got the Berea Community School off to the right. Some people say it looks like a spaceship, and it houses grades K through 12. All right, we're gonna go right here. Back onto the Artisan Center / BB White Trail. See here, it's called the BB White Bikeway. So we're going to take the crosswalk across Ellipse Street. Ellipse goes around the Berea College. Be careful on the gravel. Got some construction going on right here. Yeah, this is not a big hill, but it's the biggest hill we're gonna have on the ride. So we ride up to the college, the Berea Farm Store here on the right. You get food in there. So now we're basically transitioning to a wide sidewalk, and you want to make sure you're deferring to pedestrians. This is still part of the BB White Bikeway / Berea College campus. Alright guys, so we came up the BB White Bikeway and it transitions to sidewalk. When it does that, you want to make sure you are yielding to pedestrians. But we're going to cross here at the crosswalk. This is the Berea College Square, and there's actually no trail through here. What they've envisioned as the connector trail, or the connection, is to go right along Center Street, which the 25 continues off to the left, and we're going to go just veer right and go straight down Center Street here. All right, so we've got the walk sign. Rather than getting on the sidewalk there, we're gonna follow the road. We're just gonna veer right onto Center Street. And again, there's sidewalk here on the right. So if you got a family with small children, you can certainly get away with riding on the sidewalk. Dare say that they see a lot of people doing that here. Implies nobody's going to get upset with you, but make sure that you're going to yield to pedestrians if you're going to do that. But Center Street's a very quiet connector street, so there's really no problem riding on this street at all. It's nice and wide. Since we are on the street, you want to make sure you stop at the stop sign. No cars are coming, so we're good to proceed. So you can take that sidewalk over there on the right to connect to the Berea Municipal Loop. Take a right down here at the bottom. So coming from Center Street, you can come down this little sidewalk here and connect to the Municipal Loop, or you can ride down the road, which is what we did, and then rejoin the loop. And so if you follow this trail, we're gonna go right up here and take a left. So exercise caution as the loop basically crosses the parking lot here. But we're gonna go left right here and yield to stay on the right, Benjamin, so that cyclists can get around you. Morning. Now we're entering the John B. Stevenson Memorial Trail. John B. Stevenson was president of Berea College when I went to school there. So this on the left is not, it's a service road. So we've got two creeks coming together here. And there's actually a QR code, a little sign on the edge of the frame there, where as you come up to it, and you can learn more about that if you scan that code. And then as you cross the creek, we'll actually head on, continue on the John B. Stevenson Trail, which goes out to Short Line Pike. So we've reached the end of the John B. Stevenson Trail, named after former Berea College president John B. Stevenson. And then we're actually going on to the Short Line Pike bike path or connector trail. What do you want to point out this sign here? It says caution, vehicles entering and exiting driveways. So there's basically, the trail has an easement across several driveways. We're going to go down the right side of Short Line Pike for a little bit, and then there'll be a crosswalk, and we'll cross over. We'll be on the left side of Short Line Pike. I will say that as someone who rode out here before this trail was developed, I'm really impressed with what the city of Berea has been able to accomplish to be able to get this trail developed. Then we're going to connect out to the Indian Fort multi-use path. Okay, so we've just finished the Short Line Pike Connector Trail. We're meeting up with the Indian Fort path. And you'll see more walkers and people heading out to Indian Fort to do the hiking trails out of the Pinnacles. And so we're going to head out to the Indian Fort parking lot. Will be our next stop. Hey guys, we've arrived at Indian Fort parking lot. This is the home of Berea College Forest, the Pinnacles, and the Indian Fort Mountain Trails. Lots of great hiking to be had here. And as you can see, there's a nice big parking lot as well. So I've listed this as an alternate starting point, or it's for us, it's going to be our turnaround point. I'll just point out that there are a couple of porta-johns here. And there's a nice circle of stumps over there if you wanted to pack a lunch. It's hiking only beyond this point, as indicated by the signs. No, this is foot traffic only. And the Indian Fort parking lot closes at dusk. So something to bear in mind. So we're gonna head back down now and rejoin the path, head back, and just remember we're going to have a little bit different way to navigate back up the hill to the College Square before heading back to the Artisan Center that I'll show you. Guys, so we just come off of the John B. Stevenson Trail and we're heading back, and I've got are you a Berea College student, or you work for the college?
Yes, I'm actually a Berea College student.
Okay.
I'm doing an internship right now.
Okay.
At Berea.
And she's doing they're doing a survey here, and she was just telling me about some interesting statistics. So why don't you just restate what you were just telling me, and your name if you care to.
Oh yeah, my name is Skylar, and I'm a junior at Berea College, and so we found with earlier research during the COVID pandemic that the trail use on Stevenson Trail has actually increased by over 100%.
Wow.
And then on Short Line, it's actually increased by 82%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm hoping that you know, I know there's been a big upsurgence of cycling during the COVID pandemic, and so that's one silver lining to this particular cloud.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we're back here, and I just want to show you an alternate way around. So this time we're actually going to take the multi-use path around to that little connector road, and it's going to go out to Prospect Street, and they're actually in the process of building a new trail. You'll see it on some maps as the Brushy Fork Connector trail, and I'll point out where that's going to be. They've laid the gravel for that, but it's going to run over to Brushy Fork Park. Come down Silver Creek. We're getting ready to cross over Prospect, which is also US 21. It's a busier road. But part of the reason I wanted to bring you down here is just crossing the Dollar General actually it extends on down too. There's a multi-use trail that actually runs right along Prospect Street back up to the college. Also wanted to point out that East Street over there in the background is going to be where the connector for the Boone Trace Trail, or what is some maps appears as the Brushy Fork Connector Trail, is going to be. They'll connect Prospect Street over to Brushy Fork Park.
just come all the way up Prospect, and we come to where we meet up with Chestnut Street, which is one of the main streets through town. Right over there is the College Square, and that's where we crossed initially. But right in front of us is the Berea College campus. And we're going to cross here and then just make our way along the sidewalk, yielding to pedestrians, back over to the BB White bikeway.
All right, guys, we've just finished our ride. I ended up clocking my ride at just under 15 miles, but we made a little side steps here and there, so you should be getting between 14 and 15 total. I should mention that the Artisan Center actually has a cafe as well as restrooms, so there's some eating stop, and I'll include a ride with GPS route in the YouTube description below, along with a link to a current Berea Trails map. If you found this video useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're interested in other multi-use trails throughout the state or beyond Kentucky, be sure to check out the multi-use trails playlist.